You know what another big problem is nowadays and have been going on for years? It's listening. Listening. A lot of wives don't want to listen to their husbands. A lot of husbands don't want to listen to their wives. Seem like everybody got to be right. People getting ready to go to work and somebody on their job don't never listen. You the boss man, you try to tell them the best way to do the job. They think they know it all. They want to tell you this and tell you that. And when you find yourself not listening, it always causes trouble. We could cut out so much trouble in this life if we would learn to listen. And the most sad thing is a lot of people don't want to listen to God. When God speaks, you better be listening and paying attention and being obedient. You know, I had an ex-girl, I won't reveal her name. You know, women can get very hard-headed. Men, just like we can get very hard-headed. And I was working a whole lot of hours. And it came a time where we, was barely seeing each other. And I always used to tell her about her car and how you need to do this to your car. Leave me the car. Let me do this to the car. And no, I'm all right. I'm going to keep riding. See, one thing about a lot of women, they just get in the car and they ride. And when you start telling them this and tell them that, oh, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I ain't got time to do that. They keep ripping and running, keep ripping and running. Some men like this too. They don't even take care of their cars. And I was telling her, baby, leave me the car. It need brakes. Your oil look like mud. I said, you're going to run that car into the ground. Oh, I'm going to keep riding. She just kept riding and kept riding. And all of a sudden, one day I get that phone call. The car done broke on me. What you called me for? I told your hard-headed self what was all wrong with the car. When I told you to leave me the car, you ain't have time. You kept ripping and running. And one thing I'm not going to do is chase folks down. My point is we don't listen at each other. Not the fact that I'm trying to control you and tell you what to do, but just coming from a man's point of view and knowing something about cars, your car is about to get ready to go out, but you still kept ripping and running. Now the motor is locked up. You already wore the brakes out. When we are talking to each other, we need to learn how to listen and pay attention. See, if you can't sit down with each other as a couple, as a marriage, people that are married, if you can't sit down with each other and talk about do's and don'ts, and if you're doing this, I need to stop doing this, you need to quit doing that, what in the world are we doing in this life? I'm saying this for a reason. People listening is the key. See, it's a time to talk, and then it's a time to remain silent. When I go around Mama JT and Papa JT, as you know what I do? When Papa's speaking to me, I listen. When I watch Minnie Man on her every day, I listen. When PP Drawing sends me these things and give me these comments, I'm listening and watching and paying attention. But once you get to the point where you know it all and can't nobody tell you nothing with your blockhead, something wrong with you. It's a lot of controlling men out here, as well as a lot of controlling women. There is no discussion. There is no listening. Everybody got to be right. Somebody need to learn how to shut up and listen. See, I always tell people, if you give a person a little bit of rope, just enough rope, they'll hang their own self. That's why Ecclesiastes teaches us it's a time to talk and then it's a time to remain silent. Excuse me, y'all didn't cut that phone off. It's a time to talk and a time to listen. That's why a lot of times I don't feel like talking. I'd rather listen. I'd rather listen at a person. How you gonna ever learn somebody if you don't sit down and listen to them? And the one thing I hate to see is a bunch of ignorant folks who are always talking loud and over talking each other, and they just yelling and yelling and yelling. And at the end of a conversation, they still ain't got nothing to accomplish because all they did was holler at each other. Mm. So many people spend so many time talking at each other that they never talk to each other. And I don't know why people think the louder they raise their voice, the more their point is getting across, and it ain't even got nowhere. I like to talk in this normal voice, just like this. Talking loud and cussing folks out ain't never done nothing for nobody, but just made somebody else mad. And after a while, you got an altercation. There is a way to be. That's why it's so important to remain humble, remain calm, in all situations. But that's a hard thing to do because you deal with ignorant people on a daily basis. So many people want to do all the talking, but don't nobody want to listen. That's what's wrong with this whole world. God is doing all the talking, but ain't nobody listening. We too busy kicking God out of everything. We want to take off in God we trust. We want to kick our prayer out of the public schools. We want to legalize sin. We want to go up against God all the way, and we want to sit here and say, God bless us. No, God ain't pleased. That's who we really need to be listening to, God. But if you can't get past yourself and being stuck on yourself because you know it all, how you going to ever hear God when he speaks to you? This is why a lot of churches are in trouble, because the preacher won't listen to God. Some of these churches, you got the congregation running the church. Some of these churches, you got the deacon telling the preacher what to do. Everybody listening to everybody except listening to God, and wonder why you still in the same spot. I don't know about y'all, but I love to meditate on the Lord. See, I can listen with it. Oh, this person's saying it, but what do God have for you to do? That's why I don't care who a person is. I can go on the block, and if an old drunk man start talking to me, don't you know I'm going to listen at that drunk man? Don't you know if a youngster talk to me, I'm going to listen? Because when it comes to the age, I don't care who's speaking to me, I'm going to listen. Because wisdom can show up in anybody. I don't look at the outside appearance. I listen and I look at the heart. What's coming? This man, this drunk man is talking. This man, oh, is this the God can be speaking through this man? Somebody gonna say God don't speak through a drunk man. God speak only through sober people. Have you ever seen somebody sober up just like that? I have. I recognize when God is moving. So I don't care who you are and how big and bad you think you are. God can break you down. I remember a while back when I was walking to the store, probably about 3 months ago, I guess 4 or 5 months ago. And this guy I'd never seen before. His clothes were so tore up. You know, he was raggedy. He had a bottle of gin in his hand, but he wasn't even drunk. And he stopped me and he started talking. And see, most people would have rolled him out. Oh, man, just because the way he looked. Man, I listened at that man. That man started talking. It amazed me. See, I don't judge a book by its cover. This is why I said, I make a little joke with people. I said if Jesus was to come back and walk the earth right now, disguised as a homeless, drunk man, most churches, they would close their door on Jesus and kick Jesus out just because of what he had on him. So you got to get past what people look like. But we got so many problems now. Oh, he got tattoos. He got an earring in his ear. He got rings on his finger. He must be a dope dealer. He that. Get past that. The heart. That's what the Lord look at. The heart. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Vietnamese, whatever. I bet y'all can listen to you. There's a different game if you speak in another language. But I mean that I love. I can listen at you. I can hear your story. And the other problem is so many people think they got more word of God in them than somebody else. That man you down on the street probably know more word of God than you. The ones you close the door on in the church, you shut the door in their face, they probably can know the word of God better than you. You got to watch who you turn away. You got to watch who you turn away. We are all like little messengers. See, I'm not caught on the fancy suit. Most people won't listen to me on her because I got on a plain t-shirt. I don't have on a suit, and I'm not sitting in a church that seat 500 or 600 or more. I'm not driving a Jaguar Benz. I'm rolling in an old ragged truck. That's going to have to pull some of them home. I'm not looking like the preacher, so I can't listen to him. He don't have a degree. Well, I don't need a degree by man. My degree is by God. And with that being said, God bless you and God keep you.